In this video, we're going to talk about how to find out what to do in life. That's the ultimate question. So maybe you're transitioning out of university, trying to start a business, or maybe you're transitioning out of a 9 to 5 into a business, or maybe you're just not happy with the business that you're in right now. So you're just trying to figure out, like, where do I want to go? And so you may be really confused, you may be feeling unfulfilled. So in this video, we're going to address the step-by-step guide in the most practical way possible. Not just way to make you feel good, but that way you can find out, okay, like this is what I need to do. That way I can find out what I want to do in my life. So if you're wondering right now, who is this random guy? My name is Brian Choi. I take care of the lead generation and sales side of things at a 7-figure coaching company called Influence and Impact Coaching Group. And I have my own private coaching students as well, where I help them use their brain through the secret weapon. So they have all the business strategies and tactics in place, but for some reason they can't sign clients. They can't get to the next revenue level they want to get to. That's what I help them with. And on this channel, basically I share what I learned, some profound lessons. You know, what the gurus on YouTube and Facebook, they don't really tell you. They're just shouting at you. And they talk about the Lambos and stuff like that. But this is the opposite. This is like the unsexy, boring stuff. But it's not what you want to hear, but what you need to hear to get to the next level in your life and your business. So if you want to follow along, then smash that like button right now. Subscribe to the channel. So enough talking. Let's get right into the video. So this is what I've been thinking about, right? Because in the previous video, we talked about, okay, like what do? We talked about the 3-step process on like the more general 30,000 foot overview. But and if you missed that video, then go up here and watch that video first and come back to this. But today I wanted to talk about like what's the practical way, right? Because I've been trying to find the answers. I've been watching these YouTube videos, these webinars, trying to fire myself. I try to get more motivation, but I still couldn't find out like what's the step by step. I'm still confused. And I asked my coaches, right? The coaches that I paid thousands of dollars for, and my own mentors and my friends, and no one was really able to give me that definitive answer. So I had to really find out my own. And so to give you like a little context, right? In the past week or so, this like mid-December of 2020 as we talk right now, but the previous week we launched our own 10-day challenge. Is basically help coaches be able to sign more clients, right? It's like a 10-day thing. Incredible. People walk out of this challenge signing 5K worth of clients, 3.2K, booking calls, like 9 sales calls a week, 2 sales calls a day, 3 sales calls a day, so on and so forth, which is incredible. But and there's like 100 people this season. We have like 160, 170 people there, right? And so I'm one of the coaches in that program, and I have my own little group. It's like a little basketball camp where you have your own group. And in my group, we call it a war room. There's about 45 people there. So 45 challengers, 45 clients in my war room that I take care of. So it's a low ticket program, but we really like over deliver on this. Like we give one-on-one support, we give group support, we give, worksheets, trainings, live trainings, all these things. And because I give one-on-one support to 45 people there, right? It is not easy. Let me tell you that, because it's literally like having, whether it be a low ticket program or a high ticket program, we really over deliver in this one. And me personally, speaking from experience, is that I try to get to know each client and get to know their specific situation, their business, and then try to help them, craft their offers, generate leads, so on and so forth, right? And so, it was exciting at first, right? Because it's like this, it almost really feels like basketball camp. It really feels like a music festival for online marketing. But as I went on, what I found out was that helping 45 people at once, it feels like you're juggling all these things at one time. And I was getting burnt out like real fast, real bad. So, we have our group chat and we have our individual chats, and I was dreading just opening up my Facebook Messenger inbox because I'm like, okay, like what do we have today? Like what things broke? Like what systems broke today, and what kind of people have troubles today? And throughout that experience, what I found out was that, man, there are people that I really love enjoying working with, and there are people I don't enjoy working with, right? And as a whole, even though there are people I enjoy working with, because it's such an overwhelming experience for me and or clients, I just didn't like working with a bunch of clients at one time. I just didn't enjoy that. And that was what I realized. Because there are people, I really like give them all out and like the step by step. Like, here's how to fix your offer. Here's how you start messenger conversations to book calls. And there's like a select few people who go out and actually like follow to a T, which is incredible. There's this one story. There's one girl in a program where she's just talking about how she was taking care of her one of her parents in her hospital, and she had like 16 days of working capital left of money, like she was in debt, and she came into her program, and now she's starting to book calls. This was incredible, and she was asking for advice, and like I shot her like a quick feedback video, and I didn't really expect her to actually like follow the advice, right? Because it's funny, because you'd think because you're paying someone money, you would actually follow the advice, but a lot of people don't. A lot of people don't even open the program they're paying money for, which is kind of contradictory. It's really counterintuitive, but it's just the nature of that thing. Like Tony Robbins, I think he was talking about with his program, I think like 70% of people never even opened the course, because if on the software you can track whether people open it or not. And out of those 30 people who actually do open it, there's no guarantee that those people actually finish and actually take action on that, right? So I was actually surprised that this girl actually followed a T and then came back with her revised offer for her program. And I'm like, oh my God, like you actually learn really fast. And so those people, I realized like I enjoy working with those people, right? I enjoy working with people who learn fast, who get straight to the point, have specific questions instead of telling like a story. There's one person in our program where they when I open up a messenger inbox, you have like 5 message blocks, and each block is like literally like this long. There's like a paragraph, almost like a breakup text, and like a 1-minute voice memo attached to that. And to that, it's really like God love them, but it's really hard for me to help them. It's really overwhelming for me. And they'll tell the stories like, oh, it's overwhelming. Like, I can't figure this out. I'm trying, Brian. Like, help me. I'm like, what's your question? Like, let's figure this out. But I can't help you if you don't help me help you. Right? And so through that experience, what I'm trying to tell you is that, wow, I'm getting really clear in the specific type of person that I want to work with and I don't want to work with, right? Maybe you can relate this as well, whether you are a coach, agency owner, consultant, copywriter, or whatever it may be. And also realize that I don't want to be working with a whole bunch of people at one time. I thought I just wanted a bunch of clients. Turns out I don't. Turns out I'm like, I want to work with like a very select few people, like a handful, if not less. And like I can get to know them on an intimate environment, and I work with the right type of person, right? And so I've been getting very clear on, I don't want to work with complete newbies. I want to work with people who already have like a decent understanding of business or whatever I'm helping people with, right? So now I understand, because Russell Brunson, the co-founder of ClickFunnels, he was talking about in his book, I think it was Dotcom Secrets. He was talking about how he woke up one morning just drenched in sweat, just refusing to get out of bed because he hated his customers, which is really messed up if you think about it. By the sound of it, it's like, what, aren't you supposed to love your customers? And like, what? And even though these customers were paying Russell money, he hated it because now, in that example specifically, he had to repeat like the basic things in his mind, like what a landing page was, what even was a cost per lead, all these things, and he had to repeat that like a broken record, and he didn't enjoy that, right? So he broke down his entire business and rebuilt it overnight, and then now he started working with people who was already established entrepreneurs. They already knew what a landing page was, and all Russell had to do was come in and tweak a few things, and they're able to get immense results. And that's what I found out. I want to do that too, because helping someone go from 0 to hero, it sounds romantic, it sounds incredible, but it's always not easy, right? Because on the online testimonials, you see from 0 to 6 figures in 30 days, you see that happens. It's not impossible, but it's not duplicatable every single time, right? Don't let the marketing and the testimonials, the moonshine case studies fool you. That's not always the case. And so what I realized was, I want to work with people who already have like a basic understanding. They're already established. They already have resources and low-hanging fruits. They may not be aware of that, but I just come in and help tweak a few things, and they get immense results, right? And so, through this, and like they actually listen, and they get straight to the point. And through this experience, I realized, like, man, like, I don't want to work with needy, desperate people. I don't want to work with newbies. God love them. But I want to work with established people. They get straight to the point. And personality-wise, too. Like, I want to work with a younger crowd, maybe in their early 20s, mid-20s, late 20s. Right? Because generally, we vibe a lot better. Because it's not just about the business side of things. It's also about as a person. Like, you know, Iman Ghazi, he talks about when he brings on clients for his marketing agencies, one of the key things that it takes into account is, would I be able to sit down at a bar with this person, with this potential client, and be able to have a beer and just have fun? And that's what I realized was that's what I want to do too, ideally, right? So let's circle back to the whole thing we're trying to figure out, right? It's like how do you find out what you want to do in life? Well, how do you find out is through process of elimination, right? Is it sexy? No. Is it a black out answer? No. But it is the closest practical thing, the action step you can take, because if someone tells you, hey, this is the one-size-fits-all cookie cutter answer to how to find out what you want to do in life, they're a fucking liar. They're a fucking liar. Because what I want out of life and what you want out of life is different from what Gary Vee wants out of life, what Russell Brunson wants out of life, what Sam Ovens wants out of life. It's different. For each person, it's different. So how is anyone supposed to tell you, like, this is the exact one thing you're supposed to do? No. Like, we can have principles and we can have processes, but we can't have like this exact black and white thing, because life is not black and white. There is no right or wrong answer, right? But what you can do, the closest practical step you can do is through process of elimination, by experimenting different things, because that's how you find out. That's how you find out, you know, the answer to the math test, to the riddle, to the puzzle, right? So you can't just sit there and ponder, what do I want to do in my life? You know, you can't just wander and like just figure it out of thin air. You got to go out and experiment, right? And so when I looked at, whether it be through your own experiences or preferably your own, but also you can take other people's references too. So when I look at, to give an example, when I looked at my parents' marriage, where they use separate rooms, they're arguing every other day, and you know, one person is saying that ever since I met you, my life just got ruined. Like, when I look at that, it became very clear to me that, okay, like, I don't want that type of marriage, right? So it's actually a good thing. I'm like, okay, that's good. I don't want that. So what's the inverse of that, or somewhere in between where I can figure out my own sweet spot, right? So that's the whole point, is with mentorships too. Your coaches, like, try it and then make it your own. I don't believe in just like, oh, you know, you're your first you know, like, no one can tell you what the answer is. Just like, go figure it out on your own, every single thing. I don't believe in that, and I don't believe in, oh, this is the exact answer. This is preaching to the choir. This is the exact answer. I don't believe in that either. I believe in somewhere in the middle, somewhere in the sweet spot. It's like, if you go to the gym for the first time, you don't know what to do, what kind of workouts to do. So you go get a workout plan, someone who's already figured it out. You go try that, and then you make it your own. Right? So that's how life is. You try things and you make it your own. But you can't figure it out if you don't try it out. Right? And I remember, like, you know, even in the military, for example, right? I realized, working in the military, I realized that I don't like people who I don't respect telling me what to do. If it's someone who I respect, I'm paying money for that, I'm like, yo, tell me what to do. Like, I'll just try it. Like, I'll shut up and I'll do it. And then I figure it out. But if someone who I don't respect, it's like a random person or whatever, then I'm just like, I don't want to listen to you. Like, why should I listen to you? So I became clear of that. So through your experiences, through reference points, you find out what you want out of life. So that's the whole point. From that experience, as you live, you know, I think that's the beautiful thing about life, is that's how you figure it out. And also that changes over time too, because at one point in your life, you may like pasta, but maybe 5 years later down the line, you just like sushi and you don't like pasta. So, and you know, at one point of your life, you love going out and going to nightclubs and having fun, but at one point you just want to stay home and do nothing, right? So as long as you're not making an excuse, you're making a conscious decision of that, it's fine, okay? So that's the whole point of how to find out what you want to do in life, is you got to find out, well, like, what do you want to do? We'll go try that, and then you find out through process of elimination, through experimenting. Maybe you get it right on the first time, maybe you don't. but don't compare yourself to other people. Just focus on your own journey. All right. So that's it for today's video. If you enjoyed this video, smash that like button. If you want to see more videos like this where it's going to help you find out your own purpose and throughout your journey of entrepreneurship in your life, really, then I want you to subscribe to this channel right now. Hit that red button right there. And if you click on that, there's going to be bells popping up. And then I want you to click on all, because that's going to notify you every time a new video comes out. Otherwise, you may miss out on other videos that may help you along your journey as well. Okay, so that was it for now. Hope you enjoyed this, and I'll see you in the next video.